Annyeong! Welcome to the 11th lesson in this series. In the last part, we learned about diphthongs. In this episode, we'll learn a bit about sound change rules. We'll also cover the names of all of the letters. First of all, you might be wondering, what are sound change rules? Sound change rules in Korean help us to be able to know how to pronounce words when they would otherwise be too difficult to say. Let's take a look at an example. This is the Korean word for day, but how can we pronounce it? These are the 3 letters used in it. There's 2 consonants and a vowel, which we've already learned. But what do we do when there's a consonant at the bottom, such as in this one? We know how to pronounce the letter at the bottom itself, but not when it's used at the end of a syllable. We couldn't just pronounce it as 나지, because that'd be adding an extra vowel sound, Instead, we'll need to know what the sound change rule is for using that letter at the end of a syllable in order to be able to pronounce it easily. This word is actually pronounced as not. And here's our first sound change rule, which explains how to do that. First, we'll need to know about bottom consonants. A bottom consonant is any consonant that appears at the bottom of a syllable. So the example that we just saw with not has 1 bottom consonant. However, before we go further, remember how we learned about the empty consonant. If we were to add another sound after this word, such as e, not would become a bit different. This word would simply be 나지, because the bottom consonant of the first syllable could flow through the empty consonant, just as we've already learned. We'll only need to use this first sound change rule when the syllable is not followed by the empty consonant. Whenever one of these 7 consonants appears at the end of a syllable, and the syllable isn't followed by an empty consonant, it will instead be pronounced as this letter, which is called a Diecut. You can pause the video here and write these down. It might seem like a lot of memorization, but these are the only consonants that would cause confusion, such as in our not example. Other consonants wouldn't even make you question how to pronounce them at the end of the word. So if one of these consonants appears at the end of a syllable, pronounce it as if it were a Diecut. Pretty simple, right? Here are a few examples. Practice reading these on your own. You can pause the video here. Here are the answers. 갓, not, 못, 밭, eat, 맛. And here's our next sound change rule. When used at the end of a consonant, these 2 consonants become pronounced as their normal versions instead. So this word would become 부엌, and this word would become 앞. After all, it would be pretty difficult to say a strong consonant at the end of a syllable anyway, so this rule makes a lot of sense too. So now we've learned 2 of the most basic and important sound change rules. But before we go any further, let's go over the names of all of the letters of the alphabet, as I'll be referring to them by their name from now on to speed things up. You can pause the video and write these down. There's a format for these names that almost all of them follow. Simply take the consonant, attach the vowel e, then attach and finally attach the consonant again at the bottom of that. For example, to say the name of this consonant, attach e, then attach and finally attach the consonant again. This would become nian. There are 3 exceptions to this, which I've highlighted in the list. Let's say the names of each of the consonants. 기역, 니은, 디귿, 리을, 미음, 비읍, 시옷, 이응, 지읒, 치읓, 키읔, 티읕, 피읕, 히읗. And the names of the vowels are simple. Just add the empty consonant before the vowel and pronounce that. So a would be this vowel, and wo would be this diphthong. Let's go back to the lesson and learn one more essential sound change rule. This is an easy rule. If any of these 4 consonants appear at the end of a syllable, they're just pronounced as normal. Can I really call this a sound change rule? Anyway, here are some examples. You can pause the video here. Here are the answers. 감, 온, 방, 말. I want to remind you again that these rules are for when the syllables are not followed by the empty consonant. And also remember that the key to learning Hangul quickly is practicing it as much as possible. Thanks for watching. In the next lesson, we'll learn about some more common sound change rules. We'll also do some more practice using everything that we've learned so far. And I upload new videos to this channel every week, so click subscribe and follow along. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.